swinging front gate. Mama's voice calling when I ran late. First kiss stolen where the creek runs wide. Summer nights with the fireflies. Every mile's got a story to tell. I know each one and I know it well. On that gravel road, I'm free and alive, kicking up stones as the world rolls by. Every turn's a piece of home, I know. My heart beats steady on that gravel road. Sometimes I roam, but I always return to the place where my soul still burns. I can take you down highways unknown, but that gravel road will always lead me home. On that gravel road, I'm free and alive.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. It is the first day of 2026, and we have finished the book, or we were supposed to finish the diary of a wimpy kid. So it's interesting. The chat doesn't seem to work, or I can't see it. So this happens almost every stream. So maybe it will fix itself, but maybe not. Anyways, we have a lot of words to cover. So we'll go from page 136 until the end of the book. Okay? That's what we'll do today. I'll try to keep it within an hour so that some words I might skip, and the more important ones I will point out. So I'll mention the more important words. Important words. Okay, so yeah, my original thought about the chat not working is correct. So it doesn't work there, but I can read it. So, hey Julia, thanks for joining. Happy New Year, everybody. Hey Gladys. Hey Loramin. Doza. Hey Ariel. Hey Mara. Yeah, thanks guys for being here. I hope everybody did their reading and finished the book. Okay, I just had a class and my student was telling me that Greg, or Gregory from the book, is not his favorite character. He said the book is great, but Gregory is a bit selfish. And I think he has a point. When somebody is right or partially right, we can say he has a point or they have a point. Okay, so finishing this book, I realized he is a bit selfish, and sometimes maybe he doesn't value his friendships. Would that be correct to say? Sometimes it seems like he's throwing people under the bus, which is an expression. when he got in trouble for chasing the kids with the worm, his friend got in trouble instead of him in school. So, and he didn't tell the principal or vice principal, I can't remember. So he is a bit of an interesting character. I think he has a good heart, but sometimes maybe he doesn't value his friendships. Hey, Franklin, thanks for joining. Yeah, it was Franklin who said that, by the way. So I understood we have to finish it by the end of the first week of January. I'll do it in the next day, sir. Yeah, no worries, Mara, because I originally said that we would have the live stream sometime in the first week of January. And I decided that January 1st worked for me. And also, it's a good way to start the year. So, yeah, it wasn't a long heads up, but I think I did post the live stream maybe 5 days before the first. So, Julia didn't finish. Yeah, no problem. We'll still talk about it and cover the new words and expressions, and then you guys can finish the book. So it doesn't matter. Hey, Maurid, Happy New Year. Thanks for being here. All right, let's get started. Some of you might have gotten at least part. Yeah, we got it right. It is the best way to start the new year. Yep. To learn English and to get the ball rolling on our reading. To start something. Okay, so the first one is on page 138 in expression at the top of the page. A little dark in here, sorry. Right here. But when it came to actually writing them, my mind went blank. So that will be number one. My mind went blank. So if we can't think of anything, we can't think of what we're supposed to think of, we can say, oh, my mind went blank. I had no thoughts. Sometimes people say during school, if you're about to take a test or a quiz, sometimes right before your mind goes blank and you can't remember anything that you learned. Okay, so that's my mind went blank. Hey, Gemini, thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. Yesterday I put your last live on TV and watched. Good job, Mara. He doesn't have anything in his mind. Exactly. So that's page 138. Let's do page 140. Cheer him up. So I'll try to show this at the bottom here. I tried to cheer him up, but all the jokes that usually crack him up weren't working. So we'll do cheer him up as number 2. Cheer him up. To make him happy. To make someone happy. If they're feeling down, we can say someone is feeling sad, they're feeling down. We can say, let's cheer them up. Let's cheer up this person. Yeah, go ahead. Ask the question. He roots for him or something. To root, so rooting for would be cheering. we're cheering on someone. To cheer up is similar in spelling, but I would say they're different. To cheer up is to make somebody happy. To cheer someone on is to give them this motivation and encouragement to keep going. Slightly different. So that's page 140. Crack him up. We'll just write this because it's in the same paragraph. Crack him up. Crack him up is to make him laugh. So let me read this again. I tried to cheer him up, but all the jokes that usually crack him up weren't working. All the jokes that usually make him laugh weren't working. Okay. We'll skip a couple. Now we have Gregory talking about Rowley breaking his arm after the accident, and he has a cast. Cast is a good word. We'll do cast as well. So for cast, crank out on page 138. Let me go back. So cast is when we break something, our arms or legs, we go to the hospital or to the doctors, and we get a cast to wear for a few months, and this keeps our arms in the same position. So cast. Okay, let me go back to the story. So he breaks his arm. Greg's friend breaks his arm. He has a cast, and he becomes popular in school. A lot of people are signing his cast. Greg feels jealous. So he says, what really ticks me off about that is that Rowley is right-handed. What really ticks me off. So 5 is ticks me off is another way of saying makes me mad. So ticks me off, makes me mad about that. Okay, number 5. Okay, let's go back to 138. 138. Yeah, and I had crank out underlined as well. And we'll read the context here, up here. I thought I could just crank out my thank you cards in a half hour, but when it came to actually writing them, my mind went blank. To do something quickly, to crank out. We can add crank out. Good one, Gladys. Okay, so number 6, crank out. To crank out. Do them quickly. His thank you cards. Why does the author start a sentence with me and Manny, page 133, for example, as a subject that should have been Manny and I? Okay, page 133. Earlier today, me and Manny were horsing around in the basement. So, I don't know, Julia, to be honest. I think probably both work. It should have been Manny and I. Somebody could check whether or not the author is British, because we had a word, I'll talk about it later, which I've never seen before or heard, and it turns out it's a word for pants at the end of the book, or towards the end of the book. So it gives me the impression that maybe the author is from the UK. Okay, so maybe, I don't know. but that's something to think about. And I didn't know that. So obviously the story is set in the US, but whether or not the author is from the UK, I don't know. But that could be part of it, part of the reason. Okay. We have 6 so far. Okay. He is an American. Oh, okay. Jeff Kinney. Good to know. Thanks, Gladys. Okay, I'll just mention something here. Page 145, which is important because we can use it. Number 7, third quarter. Yeah, 145. Third quarter. In school, we had quarters. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. But also at a job, a lot of times you break down the year into quarters. If I'm not mistaken, the fourth quarter for accountants is the most difficult because they have end of the year projects, accounts that they have to close or something. So I've heard that that is the most difficult quarter for accountants. It's a term, but quarter is a specific amount of time. So you have 3 months, January, February, March, and then you have April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So those are the 4 quarters broken down equally in a year. So same as in school. Actually, in school, the quarters are shorter because we have summer break. So it's not the same as for work, but they're shorter. So not exactly 3 months. Okay, third quarter. Oh, I just want to say one more thing. On 145, so page 145, we have experiment. Simple word, really, but it's useful. We can have, I'll read the context here. Anyway, this independent study thing is an experiment they're trying out at our school for the first time. Thing is in experiment. So we can say to experiment, to try something, or to have an experiment. Great word. We can try to use it. We can even say, I was experimenting with different designs. For example, if we work in fashion, I was experimenting with different equations. If we work with numbers or physics or something similar. I was experimenting with different setups. If we're talking about maybe groups of people, how can we arrange them into better groups? So I was experimenting with something. So great word. I recommend you try and use it. Okay. 146, freaked out, and I'll read it. At first, everybody kind of freaked out because we thought we were going to have to build the robot from scratch. So freaked out, got scared. Number 9, freaked out, got scared. Everybody freaked out, kind of freaked out, because we thought we were going to have to build the robot from scratch. Also from scratch. That'll be number 10. So number 10, from scratch. What is from scratch? Build it from scratch. Build it from nothing, right? We don't have a halfway built design or robot. In this case, they're building a robot. And the students thought that they would need to build it from scratch, meaning from the beginning. But in the end, that was not the case. That did not happen. So, from the start. Yeah, from scratch, exactly. Page 142, cash in on, top page paragraph. I think it's another alternative to say take advantage of. Nice, it is. It is. But let's read it. 142. I tried to cash in on some of Raleigh's new popularity, but it totally backfired. It went against me. It backfired. I think we talked about that. Exactly. So cash in on is a good one. Cash in on. A little bit more advanced, although I'm not saying you shouldn't try to use it, but it might be a little bit more difficult. If I had a notebook, I would write it down. Cash in on. But more difficult to use from the very start. Okay. We've talked about come up with. On page 147, we have come up with. So everybody was, yep, here we go. Here. Everybody was pretty impressed with my ideas, but it was easy to come up with them. All I did was write down all the things I hate doing myself here. We've talked about come up with ideas, come up with a plan, come up with a solution, right? To think of, to come up with. We won't write it down, but you know what? Let's write it down. Number 11, come up with. Come up with. Because one of the keys is repetition. So sometimes if we don't, the saying is if you don't use it, you lose it. So if we don't repeat some of this or these words that we're learning or expressions, we might forget them, and stop using them in our conversations. Okay, so that's one of the keys to invent. Exactly. Yeah, we learned that. Also, a video in the past about phrasal verbs, I think I've talked about that as well. Okay, so that's page 147. I have to start making some progress here. We still have a lot of pages. Just one interesting thing, so we can talk about the story. They're in class, and I'll read from 149, if you have the book, page 149. Hey, Umara, thanks for joining. So Ricky, from here. So Ricky ended up being one of the most valuable contributors on this project. Right before the bell rang, Mr. Darnell came back in the room to check on our progress. He picked up the piece of paper we were writing on and read it over. So we have bells in school which let us know when the class or the period, we've talked about period, a period is a class, when the period's over, the bell rings. So that's what it's referring to. It's a device which is an electric bell, and at the end of class, the bell rings, and we can get up and leave and go to our next class, the most valuable member of the group. Yes. Contributors is also a good word. People who contribute, right? To contribute as the verb, to contribute. Okay. 151, I want to talk about this. Position of authority. So I'll write this down. This is number 12. So, position of authority. Number 12. 151. So I'll read this. Plus, I realized that maybe being in a position of authority could be good for me. Position of authority could be anybody who is in authority or has authority, who is in charge. We've talked about, what was that phrasal verb that we talked about? Shot caller, to call the shots. To call the shots, and shot caller is the decision maker. So they are in a position of authority. It could be your boss. It could be you get promoted at work, and then you're in a position of authority. At school, it could be your teacher. It probably is your teacher. And the principal is one level higher. And they joined the safety patrol. Sorry. They joined the safety patrols, which help keep the area safe. So this is some kind of group that they joined. And this is a position of authority that Greg, the main character, says. So it's a good one. Position of authority. We can use them in different scenarios at work, at school. Even if you go to a camp, whatever you might go to. Okay. Another one that is easy, but it's on 152, page 152, is I went down to Mr. Winsky's office and signed myself up. I went down to Mr. Winsky's office and signed myself up. And I got Rowley to sign up too. Notice, so sign up is what I want to mention. Sign up. 13. Sign up. Notice we have sign myself up, sign yourself up. Just like there was another phrasal verb, which we talked about, and I explained it the same way. I forgot which one it was. But we add the subject in the middle. So, to sign up for something, to register for something. Okay? To register for something. Okay. This paragraph has a lot, so I'll try to be swift be swift and fast and efficient. So sign up. We can also say hey, sign me up if we're talking to someone. Would you mind signing me up as well? Hey, I joined a book club. Oh, that's interesting. Could you sign me up? Could you help me sign up as well? I'm interested. Okay. Sign yourself up. All you need to do is go to the library and sign up. Oh, I can sign myself up? Yep. Go sign up. I tried to sign up. Did you sign yourself up? Or did someone sign you up? No, I signed up by myself. Nobody signed me up. Does that make sense? So we can use these expressions and practice speaking. Okay, we also have a bunch. A bunch is simple, but a bunch is a lot. So here, I signed him up too. I thought Mr. Whiskey would make us do a bunch of chin-ups or jumping jacks or something to prove we were up for the job, but he just handed us our belts and badges on the spot. On the spot is also good, but a bunch is a lot. Some of these might be obvious, but still, I'll add them. A bunch of. Okay, I meant to say a bunch, but a bunch of is the same. A bunch, and then on the spot. On the spot. On the spot is right there. Right then and there. Okay, so on the spot, right then and there. I'll look at the chat in a second, but I'll cover a couple more. So 153, lift a finger. I'll read it first. So page 153, I couldn't believe my luck. I was getting instant bully protection and a free pass from half of pre-algebra, and I didn't even have to lift a finger. I didn't have to do anything. So 153, lift 16, lift a finger. Lift a finger. I didn't have to do anything. You can imagine, some of these you can imagine, to lift a finger is so easy that I didn't even have to lift my fingers or lift a finger. I didn't have to do anything. Great expression. Hey, how was the party? Let's say you have a birthday party for your son. Oh, yeah, it was great. It was great. Thomas, my brother, came and set up the whole event. I didn't even have to lift a finger. He did it all for me. Okay. So lift a finger. There we go. All right, let's see what we have. Bells are in every school all over the world, I guess. Could be true. I don't know. A leader is someone who has the power to do something. That's a leader, yeah. Anybody who is in charge, exactly. Someone who has, okay. Levy, I found the book and expression you taught us a long time ago in one of your videos. To sign up? Is that the expression? Can it be like subscribing? Sure. Although subscribing is a little different because all you have to do is click a button. I guess to sign up, you could also just click a button, but sign up is more of registering for something. So think of signing up for a team or signing up for a position in your local government or signing up to compete in a sport or signing up for the tennis club or signing up for a chess tournament. So subscribing is a little different because it's like following on Instagram or Facebook or something. So I would say it's a little different, but it's the same. It's a similar idea. A bunch of is a lot of. On the spot right there. I didn't do anything. No, the expression was having the hang of. Having the hang of or getting the hang of? I think it would be getting the hang of. What I said, I mean. I'm getting the hang of something, not having. Yeah, on the spot is right then and there. On the spot. I didn't prepare for the presentation, so I had to think of something on the spot. So it's right there and at that time. So right then and there on the spot. Good questions. And good comments, everybody. Okay. Perk. Maybe we've talked about perk. I'll write it down one more time. This is 154 perk. A perk. Perk. And I'll read another great perk talking about the safety patrol. Another great perk is that you get to show up 10 minutes late for first period. Another great perk, another great benefit or advantage, but I think benefit is a better word. If you guys can think of another word, but I think benefit is advantage. I think benefit's the best word I can think of for perk. You know, I have some great perks that come with my job. I get to go on vacation. I get a company car. Perks are good things. So some of the perks at my company include having a cafeteria and having a gym in the building. So these are benefits maybe. Sometimes people even say the perks of working at or the perks of the perks of having a car are that you can go to places which are farther. Okay, so perk and perks. Great word. Page 154. Okay, let's go. I just want to talk a little on the pronunciation of 156. Page 156, we have, I'll read the paragraph, top of the page. Today it snowed for the first time this winter. School was canceled. We were supposed to have a test in pre-algebra. And I've kind of slacked off ever since I became a safety patrol. So I was psyched. So I'll write the word so we have it. Psyched. This is, this is 18. 18. Psyched. Psyched is excited, you know. So I was psyched, but the pronunciation can be tricky. Similar to psychology. I was psyched. Another synonym could be edge for perk. Yeah, yeah. Edge, I would say more so for advantage. The edge we have is that we have a great leader, or the edge we have is that we're all smart. But perk is a little different. I guess the application of when we would use it, we would use perks for things like jobs, roles, the scenarios, the context would be different. I've got it made on page 55, or sorry, 155. 155. Yeah, I had that underlined actually. So 155, I'm telling you, I've got it made with this safety patrol thing. I've got it made. I have it all. So I've got it made. Yeah, let's add it to our list. 155, and this is number 19. Number 19. I've got it made. I have it all. It's amazing. I've got it made. I have it figured out. Although it doesn't need to be a thing specifically. It's not I have it figured out, but it is a general statement. Life in general. So sometimes people will say, I've got it made, and then they go on and talk about how they love their job and they have a great family. So usually it starts with I've got it made, or it could be a little bit more specific, like I've got it made at work. And then you say I have a great boss. I get to show up at 10 a.m. I don't have to come into work on Fridays. So I've got it made, and then you would list off what you're talking about. So yeah, it's a good one. Gene, hello teacher, happy new year. Thanks for teaching us all the knowledge. Take care and have a good day. Thanks, Gene, for joining, and happy new year to you as well. And keep practicing your English every day a little bit. We've talked about Kaizen, small incremental improvements, and then after a year or a couple years, we've improved a lot. So that's the idea, is to stay consistent and persistent. Don't give up. And I'm glad that you're learning something. I'm set. Can it be a synonym? Yeah, sure. I'm set. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes people say that. I guess I've got it made is stronger, but people do say I'm set. And then sometimes they even say I'm set for this or I'm set for that. They'll add to it. But I'm set. Yeah. That's not bad. Yeah. Good one. Okay. So we did psyched. We did I've got it made. We could even say it about a different person. He really has it made. Okay. Okay. I like this expression on 157, page 157, window of opportunity. Opportunity. Window of opportunity. Number 20 is window of opportunity. When we have a short, I guess it doesn't have to be so short, but a certain amount of time where we can seize an opportunity. To seize is to capture. So the window of opportunity is a period of time where we need to act, to take action. So we can say, I really wanted to talk to my boss the whole week. And finally, I have my window of opportunity because he came into work today to get his laptop. So that's your window of opportunity. When your boss comes to get his laptop, and before he leaves, you can speak to him, and that is your window of opportunity. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? Window of opportunity. It's a great expression. All I need is a window of opportunity to prove myself. Okay? There's catch our breath at the bottom. We've talked about that, I think, from the Magic Treehouse. To catch our breath. If we're out of breath, we catch our breath. Okay? Just the pronunciation and the word, it's a good word, labor. Number 21, we'll do labor. 21, labor. And labor is work. I don't know why he spelt it with a U. Labour. It's interesting. Thought it was only O. Maybe that's the British spelling. I don't know. Anyways, so labor is work, and he talks about free labor when they're building a snowman. And his mom comes to help. And I'll read, we have here a picture. Sorry. During one of our breaks, Mom came outside to go to the grocery store, but our snowball was blocking her car in, so we got a little free labor out of her. Free labor. So, didn't pay her any money. Labor, free labor. The pronunciation, labor, labor. Good word. You is British because the author is British. Someone just said that the author is American. So I haven't checked, but somebody just said the author is American. So is he American or British? I'll check after the stream myself. Slacked off on page 156. Yeah. What is slacked off, Gladys? Can you explain? What is it? What does it mean? To slack off? The sentences, we were supposed to have a test in pre-algebra, and I've kind of slacked off ever since I became a safety patrol. So I was psyched. I've kind of slacked off ever since. What does it mean? He is American. Okay. So American or British? Okay. But slack off is a good one. But I'll wait for Gladys to answer. Okay. Fall apart. Now, I'll read this paragraph. It's page 159. And I'll highlight these two words. Our plan to build the world's biggest snowman was starting to fall apart. So I came up with a better idea for our snowball. So they have the snowball here that they wanted to make a snowman. And he said, our plan to build the world's biggest snowman was starting to fall apart. So this will be number 22. 22, fall apart. Now, keep in mind, the snowman itself can fall apart physically. If the head falls off and one of the arms, they usually sticks into the sides of the body, and those are the arms. So if the arms fall off and the head falls off, we can say, oh, it's falling apart. Or in the past, it fell apart. But we can also use it when we're talking about plans or when we're talking about people. We can say this person is falling apart, unfortunately. They're mentally not stable. They're falling apart. So we can say it for physically, the snowman's falling apart, or my plan's falling apart, my idea is falling apart, my neighbor is falling apart. So it's very versatile. Which one is it? Born, okay, so he is American. Born in Fort Washington. Okay, so Jeff Kinney is American, is the final answer, it seems like. Hello, Zadis. Thanks for joining. Hi, my teacher. I am your student from Algeria. Hey, thanks for joining from Algeria. I don't have many Algerians. Nice to see you. Lazy. What is lazy? Oh, yeah. Good job. Yeah, I think that's good. Slack off. He's talking about slack off. Now we'll say slack off. So slack off, number 23, slack off. Yeah, lazy, I would say you're not doing what you're supposed to do. If you're slacking off, you could be doing something, but it's not what you're supposed to be doing. So to slack off or slacking off. Or I think it was I slacked off in the past. So yeah, they're being lazy. They're not doing what they need to do. Not paying attention. Okay? It's a good one. Yeah. Loosen. To slack off. No? Yeah, is lazy. Okay. Okay. Piddly crumbs. Page 160. Piddly, we don't need to learn because I never use that word, but crumbs are, what are crumbs? Number 24, crumbs. When we eat pizza or other food, pizza maybe doesn't leave crumbs so often, but crumbs are, it doesn't need to be food, but food's a good example. Crumbs are the little bits of food, the little pieces. When you're eating, they fall on the table. So crumbs. He said, Manny, his younger brother, Manny, trying to build a snowman out of piddly crumbs. Piddly is small pieces, small amounts. Piddly crumbs of snow that were left over from our snowball. So crumbs of snow. Okay. Usually it's for food. So if you remember for food, that's helpful and beneficial. So crumbs, if we're eating, we can say, can you pick up your crumbs? Right? If your kids are eating and they're dropping crumbs, we can say they're dropping crumbs on the table. or on the floor. So we can say, hey, can you pick up your crumbs? You can practice English with your children. I think it's a good idea. Some of you who have kids, I think that's a fantastic idea. And they want to spend time with you. And this way they can they can learn English as well. So when you eat a piece of cake or cookie is, yeah, the cookie crumbs. That's a good one. Yeah. Bread leaves crumbs. Yes. Mm-hmm. Crackers. What about crackers? That's another good one. Okay, so that was 24. Let's do one more. So we have 25. Let me pick one. So many words and expressions. Okay, let's just do this because this is throughout the book. We have, this will be 25, number 25 will be 2. So we have Mr., which is obvious, Mr., then we have Miss, and then we have Mrs. So these are 3. I'll put them as 25. So Mr., if we're reading the book, we have the teacher, what was his name? Mr. Winsky. So Mr. Winsky. For men, we would say Mr. So Mr. Winsky. And for women, it depends. If they're married, if they're married, we would say Mrs. MRS, Mrs. If they're not married, we would say Miss. So we have Mr., Mrs., Mr., Mrs., and Miss. Yeah. So a lot of other terms. An all-out fight. I had that underlined as well. What page is that, Mara? All-out fight. Oh, 163. Yeah, a lot of times they use that term, all-out fight or all-out war. You know, so all-out fight, all-out war. Yeah. Sorry, I got to go now. I'll rewatch the entire live stream later on when I'm done with the book I promised to talk to you soon. Hey, Julia, thanks for joining. Always a pleasure having you. Have a good first day of January. And take your time with the book. Thanks for joining. We'll end it soon anyways. We'll end it in a few minutes here. So I'll see if there are any other questions or words. So thanks for joining. Oksana, Happy New Year, dear teacher. Thanks, Oksana. Delia, hi, Levy. Hey, thanks for joining. We're wrapping it up. So we covered the book. We finished the book. Everybody who read the book, I want to congratulate. This is the second book in our book challenge. This was the first book, Magic Treehouse. People read this book, and then we have the second book, which we just finished. So those who were reading and taking notes and joining the live streams, thanks for doing it, and good job to you as well, because the habit, getting in the habit of reading is very important. And we can say I sound like a broken record when we repeat something over and over. So I always speak about the 4 pillars, which are reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And reading is one of them. But reading helps us with our speaking, and it can help us with enhancing our vocabulary. We can practice kind of pronunciation as well if you can hear somebody reading the book or parts of the book. So it's very helpful, and I'm glad that people are following the challenge and they're reading consistently. Okay, so good job to everybody. Miss Oksana, yes. Hello, Miss Oksana. What does an all-out fight mean? A complete fight. Sometimes people say all-out fight or full-on fight. That's another one, full-on fight. It's a more severe fight, a more serious fight. So it's still a fight. So an all-out fight means that they're really going hard. They're really trying to hurt each other. Just like when they say all-out war is a full scale, we can say full scale war. So they're not holding back any punches. We can say to hold back punches, which is an expression as well. If we can say, I'm holding back punches, I don't want to say something that can be hurtful. So all out fight is I'm holding back no punches. Or all out war is we're sending in all the tanks, all the soldiers. It's all out war, all the helicopters. Does that make sense? Complete and total war. It doesn't need to be to death, I think, in the book. I think he's saying it's, he felt that it was more serious, but not to death. Definitely not in the book. All out fight. Yeah, definitely not in the book. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think they're going to kill each other. All out war, that would be probably to death. Yeah. Good question, Mara. Sometimes we have these almost exaggerations in English, and it's helpful to get the context. That way we can kind of visualize it and sometimes get the meaning of what they're trying to say. So, but if we don't practice them, we never learn. So it's a great question, because the more scenarios you hear the expression in, the better your understanding will be. So if you only use it once, it's like, okay, I understand what it is. If you use it 10 times in 10 different scenarios, then you really understand it, or you understand it better. So, good question. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining. I think it went well. Good job to those who read the book or those who will read the book after this goes live. And I have the next book in mind. It's not solidified or confirmed or fully decided yet, but I have a book in mind that I read years ago, and I think it could be a good third book for our challenge. So I'll keep everybody posted and keep you updated on that, but I definitely want to continue. I want to continue the reading, and I'll do an announcement on which book it will be. So hopefully, the sooner the better. I don't want to stall and wait. So I want to get it up and confirm so that people can get the book, or they can find the book online or order it or get it from the library, check it out from the library. So I want to do it as soon as possible. So, but I'll keep everybody updated. Happy New Year to everybody, and thanks for joining. When will you be online again? The live stream? First, I need to publish the book. I would like to do it next week, but it's possible that it might get pushed. So, but I'll do a video where I'll touch on that on YouTube, and I'll post about it as well on the post section of the channel. So, but maybe I'll wait until I get the book. So I don't have the book, which is a problem. I have a book in mind, but I don't have it with me. So I need to get the book. I'm not sure. So, yeah. Okay, Happy New Year, everybody. Have a good Thursday, and I'll see you soon. I'll be posting a video soon. So enjoy the rest of your day, or have a good night, and I'll talk to you.